Number 5. Gorilla Grodd. Yeah, Gorilla Grodd. Grodd would be so much fun to have in this game, because you can have a mixture of a ranged attacker, a ranged fighter, and a distant, a close-up fighter. What I mean is, you can use, what I'd like to see if we have Grodd in this game, is have Grodd, you could use the psychic abilities to pick up something from around the field and throw it at your opponent. You could pick up your opponent with the psychic abilities and throw them, and when you get in close, you can just pummel the shit out of them and bite them as Grodd. I think that would be a really cool idea of just using psychic and physical attacks with Grodd. Another thing you could do is probably grab on to, use your, use those big monkey hands, grab onto a loose cable or something, just kick somebody, or grab them with your feet, just slam them into the ground. There are just so many variations you could use for Gorilla Grodd that I think would just be endless, both physical and psychic attacks as well. So, yeah, I would absolutely love to see Gorilla Grodd in this game. I would love to see him in Injustice 2. Number 4. Mongol. Yeah, Mongol. Not only would I love to see Mongol in this game, but I'd also love to see Warworld as an arena. I'd love to see Warworld as an arena, and maybe have that you could grab a fallen opponent, like a fallen dead alien's weapon or laser, just shoot it, or knock somebody into a cage where all the other captured slave gladiators are and start knocking them around. With Mongol himself, I imagine Mongol would be kind of like Grodd, where you could use ranged attacks and close-up attacks, because you could use that chest laser Mongol has, you could go up close, you could, Mongol can pull out a giant radioactive battle axe or some shit, or just use all these, devastating attacks. Mongol's a big motherfucker, and he can really do some damage, so I would absolutely love to see Mongol in Injustice 2. I think it's a logical choice to have him in this type of game. I think the other stuff you could probably use with Mongol is just... what was I going to say? Yeah, that he has that laser beam attached to his chest. Just, all I can imagine is just these horribly brutal attacks coming from Mongol, and if he was in this game, I would love to have him play a bigger part in this game. Kind of make him, in this universe, the Kotal Khan of the Injustice universe, kind of again, Kotal Khan and MKX. But anyway, moving on to number 3. Number 3. Lady Shiva. Yeah, Lady Shiva. Now you're probably wondering, well, Lady Shiva's a Batman character, isn't she? Not really, not necessarily, no, she's not. She's also been a villain and allied to the Question, the Birds of Prey, so many other characters, so she's not really just a Batman character, she's more of a DC Universe villain. And again, out of almost a majority of these characters, Lady Shiva is a character I would definitely want. Obviously, she's in the top 3, so Lady Shiva, you could do so much with her. Obviously, she would be... because Lady Shiva doesn't really like using weapons, her hands are the most dangerous weapon, probably the most dangerous weapons in her arsenal. I think what would be cool with Shiva is that she could be an up-close and personal character. She could just do some just devastating attacks. You could do a nerve pinch on somebody, their arm goes dead, and you can't really use an attack on somebody for a few seconds, or just... Man, there are just so many variations of what you could do with Shiva. I can't even imagine. Just some brutal attacks. You could probably use, throwing knives as a ranged attack. You could use, or ninja stars, or something. Not a lot of weapons for Shiva, though. Like I said, she would probably be an up-close and personal character, and probably be able to take a lot of damage as well, despite being a human. So, yeah. Lady Shiva would... I'm surprised they didn't put her in the first game. So, I would absolutely love to see Lady Shiva in Injustice 2. Number 2. Captain Cold. Now, before anyone says, well, they already got Killer Frost in the game, let me say this. There's a good chance that Killer Frost may not be in the second game, because remember, not every character you saw in the first game may be in the second game. Kind of like how in the first Mortal Kombat game, not every character was in there, remember? So, yeah, it could be that, Killer Frost may not be in the second game. And to replace her, I would say Captain Cold. Captain Cold also, no new 52 Captain Cold. I want Leonard Snart with the cold guns. damn it, there are so many cool variations. Like, he could be an up-close character, then whip out that cold gun, freeze you, to stun you, then then punch you. Maybe take out like a bomb, a cold bomb, just roll under you, blow up, freeze you. I even thought of a cool finisher move that could probably work. Like like Captain Cold just whips out his cold gun, freezes your legs, and while you're trying to struggle and crawl away, he just walks over, freezes your head, stomps on your head, and all you see is like ice and blood just cover Captain Cold. He's just walking away like a boss. Another thing, kind of like what I said with Tom Cavanagh reprising his role as Reverse Flash. I would love to have I would love to have Wentworth Miller come back and play Captain Cold, or at least do the voice of like a Captain Cold pack of like Flash CW Flash pack, and have him as Wentworth Miller styled Captain Cold with him as the voice. Again, referring to Stephen Amell when he played Arrow, or at least did the voice of the Arrow skin in Injustice 1. So I'd love to see that. But yeah, Captain Cold, another great character I think would be great. Just another human character, but I would love to see, if anything else, a lot of Flash villains. And obviously with the Flash TV show being so popular, I think there's a possibility that we could get, Grodd, Reverse Flash, and especially, out of all the Flash villains, I'd love to see Captain Cold most of all. So yeah, moving on to number 1. Number 1. Black freaking Manta. Yeah, Black Manta should be in Injustice 2. Aquaman's arch nemesis. Why? Because this motherfucker, out of all the other villains I brought up, this one is the just epitome of brutality. This is a guy who murdered in cold blood Aquaman's baby son, just as an infant. This guy is cold-blooded. This is a guy who can go toe-to-toe with Deathstroke and several other characters, and he's so underrated too. You know how many excuse me. You know how many variations you could probably do with Manta? You could use the helmet lasers. You could use he's got he's got the dual swords. He's got the harpoon gun. You just shoot that, stun your enemy, and then just pull out a couple of combo moves. Or you could use like he has his own Triton. Again, the helmet lasers, that would probably be OP as hell. That suit gives him extra strength. This is a guy you just don't fuck with. And again, the variations this guy could use, the twin pirate blades, the raw power that Manta could unleash. I mean, hell, one of his finishing moves is that he impales somebody with a Triton and skewers them to the wall, takes out his harpoon gun, and just shoots it point blank at the guy's head. That'd probably be too M-rated, but that's the best I could think of. So yeah, Captain Manta is my Black Manta is my number 1 pick for villain I would love to see in Injustice. But you guys tell me, what do you guys think of this list, and what are the top 5 characters? What top 5 villains do you want to see in Injustice? And once again, hope you all enjoyed this list, and this was just my personal favorites. I really want to know your favorites as well. Really excited to see what you guys come up with for the second half. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed this half. And once again, this was just my opinion. I really want to know yours. And I'm repeating myself. I am so sorry. That tends to happen. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm out.